Crypto's Rich Boy. Today I wanted to talk about Bitcoin with all the crazy price action in the market. Just want to go over a couple different things, go over some price action that I think is going to happen and the reason why. But before I get started, guys, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below and share it with your friends. Now, it's crazy because I actually was in a long from 22,700 to 24,700 this morning. I closed that long because I didn't think we were going to be able to break the 25.2 just yet. And then it ran up to 26, I think 5 or something like that. So took the win. Not a bad thing, but a little bummed that I could have got a little bit more, but take the wins while you can, right? So we had, over the weekend we had banks kind of, the news came out kind of late last week, early over the weekend, that banks were kind of going under. The major, the biggest banks, so, what was it? Silicon Valley, and then you had, Silvergate. You had these big banks that were going under. The feds came in, they're like, hey, we're going to help you guys out. That news came out, and that's what pumped it. That's one thing that pumped it. Two, a lot of people believe that because these banks, what's happening is these banks, um, how they work is they loan out your money, and then they get uh they get the interest back from that, and that's how they kind of make their money. They give you the like the 0.005%. They get like 99 point whatever percent of the profits. They keep their bank moving, but because all these interest rates keep rising and rising and rising, they have to go with a little bit more um risky investment routes, and I guess they just didn't do so well. So some of these banks were going under, and so the Fed, they're like, listen, a lot of people believe that we're gonna get maybe 0.25, or we're not gonna get a rate hike, and the next meeting I believe doesn't happen after next week until like June. So that is very positive for Bitcoin. That's why it ran. um, Now, I think a lot of people were taking profits, moving their money into like the altcoins, because I noticed the money hasn't exited the market as fast as it entered. I noticed the money's still there. It's just Bitcoin fell. So that's how it works. Bitcoin will run, and then it'll go it'll flow into the altcoins and then the micro cap coins. Sorry, my allergies. Um, so we do have a $500 billion fully diluted market cap. So keep in mind, there's only 21 million of these coins ever Bitcoin. And circulating supply is 19 million. Some of them got lost early on. Some of them, people lost their wallet. Sorry. People lost their wallet. Seed phrase or whatever the case is. And so you have a lot of, some of these coins are just gone. But here's what I think is going to happen. So I pulled up this chart, right? And if you look at it, you have it's going along, had a little rise, had a little fall. So we can either get one or two things. We can have something like this happen, which I don't think is going to be the case. I mean, I think Bitcoin, unless the feds do come out and they're like, yeah, we're still raising it 0.5 basis points, we don't care. Um, then that'll be something that could cause that. Or I drew kind of like a bull flag. So what can happen is normally when you get these large run-ups, it'll come up, it'll kind of it will kind of come up, it'll go up, it'll kind of come back down, go back down, and it'll kind of go in this range, and then eventually it'll break out. So I think that's going to happen, and it's going to pump us up to around that 30K level. So that's where I see Bitcoin going in the next uh, short to long term. I mean, short to midterm. Um, I don't think we're going back down. There is a CME gap at like that 19,000 level. I don't think it'll show it here. we might have to get into the like the smaller time frames. Let's see. Is it gonna show it? Let's see. Oops, hold on. Control Z, Control C, Control C, Control C, Control C. Okay. So there's a CME gap. Let me go here. Whoops. Right in here. So, oh, actually, I guess here's one. So there's a gap there. So we probably will fill that one first. Or yeah, we probably fill that one first around the 25.8 level. And then there's another one. If you kind of go back, I think it was at like the $19,000 level. Let's see, I might have to go 2 hour. Let's see, we go back here. And anyway, I mean, I know it's there. I just you know, it's fine. So, what do I think Bitcoin's gonna do now? I think, like I said, hovering around that 24.5, which is kind of where it was at yesterday, where it found some support. It reached around that $24,500 range before it ran up. So a couple things can happen. Like I said, it really all depends on this Fed meeting next week. Um, I think now that is one thing that I did not check. Let's see, Fed news. I know they had a meeting yesterday and today, so that could be the reason why it kind of fell. So I mean, there are some different news stories. I mean, this one kind of came out, which might have caused the dip. I don't know. So Senator Brown urges Fed to tighten bank regulations, pause rate hikes. Well, I mean, never mind. That wouldn't be So I think we're bullish. To be honest, I think we're bullish. I think we came down. I think this is a healthy retrace. People are taking their profits. I think you know, give us some time to cool off, and then we can continue to the upside. I think next week it really that's for the short term. I think next week we will really see what happens if the feds come out and they're like, yeah, we're raising it. Um, we just can't do it without raising it. We might see a little bit more downfall. If they're like, hey, we're going to stay at 0.25, we might see some sideways action. If they say they're lowering it, they're not doing it at all, I think we're going to run to 30K. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Try to keep you guys updated with the latest and greatest. And until next time.